Felices cumpleaños, Isabella. Happy birthday, Isabella. 15, you've got a long way to go. Now, sometimes we think of the Lord as gentle Jesus, meek and mild. There's truth in that, but there's also truth in the claim that Jesus turns the world on its head. He is the revolution of God in our midst, not just once upon a time, but here and now, as we hear in the words, the unforgettable words that have been read in our midst from the Gospel of Matthew, the Beatitudes. They are nothing if not revolution. Because if you look at those whom Jesus calls blessed, the poor in spirit, the merciful, those who hunger and thirst for what is right, the gentle, and so on, they look to be the original band of losers. They're all losers. They get trodden into the dust by those who are winners, according to the world. When Jesus says, happy are you or blessed are you, really what he's saying is congratulations, you who seem to be losers, because you are in fact the winners. So that's why Jesus turns the world on its head, because he completely reconfigures and redefines what it means to win and what it means to lose. But so too do deacons. Seen from one angle, they might just look like, well, more ecclesiastical functionaries, just part of a fairly heavy-handed status quo. But no, deacons are part of the revolution of God, and they are therefore commissioned to turn the world on its head. Adrian and Ernesto. You see, in coming for ordination, these two men, our brothers, they say yes to service, not power. But that makes them seem like losers, yet we say with Christ, this is what it means to win. The only way of true victory is the way of radical service, not the way of power. So the deacons don't line up among the powerful of this world. They line up among the servants. How revolutionary is that? And in coming for ordination this morning, these two men say yes to a vocation, a call, not a career. They're not going to make a lot of money as deacons. I am sorry to tell you, brothers, there are no big bucks beyond ordination. So you are called, but the one who calls you also equips you. Now we have heard the words of Jeremiah, who when God calls says, but I'm not equipped, I'm too young, says Jeremiah. And God says, I call you not because you are equipped, I am the one who will equip you. And the same God says the same thing to Adrian and Ernesto today that he said to Jeremiah, because those who are called by God are also graced by God. No less than Jeremiah and no less than the Apostle Paul, whose words we have also heard today. These are not two self-made men. There's no such thing, in fact, as a self-made human being. That's pure and destructive illusion. These are two men made by God, two deacons called and graced by God, given everything that they will need for all that lies ahead. So as men who say yes to service, not power, yes to vocation, not career, Yes, to being graced and not self-made. This is the revolution of God that turns the world on its head. Just recently, through this week, we have had the announcement of the new auxiliary bishop of Brisbane, Bishop-elect Tim Norton, whom we will get to know very well. I spoke with Tim on the phone through the week, and I said to him, Tim, bishops aren't what they used to be, and there is no fixed template for a bishop. You will have to create your own identity and mission as bishop. That's where we are on the journey through time. Now, if that is true of bishops, it's supremely true of the deacons. So I say to Adrian and Ernesto, there is no fixed template, no one size fits all. You will have to shape, as time goes by, a diaconal ministry, a ministry of service that is unique to you, like your fingerprints. No one else in history has ever borne the same prints. So you will have to discover and receive from God your identity and your mission as deacon. Don't look for any fixed template to which you have to conform yourself. You'll never find it. The word deacon comes from the Greek, diakonos, which literally means through the dust. And the sense is that the deacon is to be a messenger who runs through the dust, stirred up by his feet as he runs, bearing the message. Think of the messenger who brought the news of victory from Marathon to Athens. And he announced simply to the leaders of Athens at the end of his long run through the dust, Nikomen, we have won. And then he fell and died. This is the model for the deacon, running through the dust to announce to the people the great good news of Easter. Nikomen, we have won because Christ has won, firstborn from the dead, and his victory is our victory. So our prayer this morning is that bearing the good news, the message of Easter's revolution that turns even death on its head, Adrian as deacon and Ernesto as deacon will never cease to run through the dust, never tire in the effort, and proclaim not just to the church, but to the whole world the marvellous message that they themselves have heard from the lips of Christ. Amen.